one more Flip Classroom Casino Night video. A few thoughts before we get started. Please understand that some people get into trouble with gambling for money, and often they end up losing way more money than they can afford to lose. Don't let that be you. This video is provided for fun purposes. My attempt is to teach you how to play some fun casino games for chips, not for money. And anyway, what's better than a fun game between friends? Okay, now for the moment many of you have been waiting for. Let's learn how to play Texas Hold'em. Woohoo! Now, Texas Hold'em is a game that's become very popular, mostly due to very high-profile poker competitions that you can watch on television. The other nice thing about Texas Hold'em is quite a few people can play. Like with 7-card stud, 6 or 7 people is all you can have in that game. Texas Hold'em, you could have 15 or 20 if you had a big enough table. All right, so let's get down to it. First thing I want to do is just show you how the gameplay works, and then we'll have a hand with 5 players. Okay, so here we go. The way it works is a player gets 2 cards face down. They see those and nobody else does. So first they get 2 cards. Everyone sees their 2 cards, and then there's a betting round. Now you're not going to have much. If you have a pair at this point, that's really good. Then comes what's called the flop. So the flop is 3 cards face up in the middle of the table. Now everybody has these 3 cards in their hand. So right now this person would have not much, ace high. But guess what? Everybody has these 3 cards, so that ace high is high for everybody right now. So there'd be another betting round at this point, and then comes the turn, and that goes here. Now that's another queen, so we have 2 queens on the table. Now everybody has those 2 queens. So if you have a large table and you got a lot of players, you got to figure someone has a queen in their hand, and they would have 3 queens, which would be a pretty good hand for this game. Now there's another betting round, and then finally the last card goes face up in the river, and that's the last card that happens in this game. Right now you're seeing the best possible hand that this person could have is queens with an ace 10. So their best hand is right here. Actually, the 6 would make their 5th card. 2 queens, an ace, a 10, and a 6. You want to keep the highest ones, so they wouldn't count the 2 and the 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and play with betting and with 5 players. Let's see how that looks. So what we're going to do is just deal out the cards. There's a face down card for every player. Okay, so right now, there's not a lot of point in doing a betting round unless we can see some cards. So remember, all these cards stay face down for the entire game. Nobody sees them except each individual player seated at their spot. But let's take a look at what they have so we can analyze this game a little bit. Okay, so check it out. We have an ace 4 here. That's looking strong. An ace 5 is a little better. 8-6, 4-2, and a 10-3. So right now, and that's 2 diamonds, so that could be good there, and we have 2 clubs there. We could have a flush. We could also have a flush with that. Okay, so now we'd have a bet. And right now, the way I play Texas is just the person to the left or the right of the dealer. No, it's the left of the dealer would have opening bet. So they have their hand's kind of fair. Let's say they pass. Let's say this player having the ace 5 wants to bet. They're going to throw in 2. This player is going to match for 2, match for 2, match for 2. Comes back around to this player. They'll go in for 2. So they throw in a 5, take out 3. That's the same thing. Okay, now we have the flop. There's a jack, there's a 7, and there's another 7. So everybody has a pair of 7s. And did anyone get better with the jack or the 7? No, pretty much everybody has the same thing right now. So the winner of this game would be the ace 5. They've got a pair of 7s and an ace 5. Or actually an ace jack, ace jack. So these 2 hands would tie right now. Okay, so here we go. We do a betting round. Now, no one improved. Everyone got the pair of 7s, so let's just go ahead and this person will bet last. Let's say they're going to bet 2 again. So they put in 5, took out 3. This person stays in for 2. This person stays in for 2. And that person stays in for 2. Okay, pot's right. So now we're going to do the turn. Here comes the card. That's a 5. Now take a look. This hand improved. They now have a pair of fives and a pair of sevens with an ace high. That's pretty good. That's 2 pair. And nobody else improved. So this person bet first last time. Now they're going to bet 10. They want to show what they've got. So they bet 10. Now this person gets to choose whether they want to follow, and they're not confident at all, so they fold out. This person with a 6-8, they're not confident. They're going to fold out. This person with the ace, they decide to stick in because they do have an ace. They think maybe for some reason that's going to help them out. And this person with the 3 and the 10, they're going to fold. So now we're down to just 2 players. So let's see what happens. Here comes the river. Another 7. So we've got 3 sevens on the table. That's 3 of a kind and then a 5. So we know this person has a full house. Now for Texas Hold'em, a full house is a pretty darn good hand. So they're probably going to bet pretty hard. This person, did they do anything? Nope. They have 2 diamonds. There's 2 more, but they need a 5th to have a flush. There's no flush there. Really, all they have are the 3 sevens and the ace high. They might think that's still pretty good. So this person's going to bet, and they're going to bet 10 again because they're feeling strong. This guy's going to chase. He thinks, I don't think he's got anything better. Throws in. They show their cards, and it turns out this full house would win this pot. A word about shuffling. When you play blackjack with a few enough players, you can deal multiple hands off of one deck. Not so with poker. With poker, you always shuffle between hands. Okay, pot's right. Let's play a hand. Okay, now I'm going to start the betting with the next person over. They would get to bet first, but let's just take a look at some cards. We've got an 8-10, a 5-jack, an 8-2, queen 4, and a queen 7. So this person would open, and let's just say they want to bet because they feel like kind of having some kind of control, and pretty much everybody follows with 1 chip. No one has anything special yet, so no one feels like raising. They're all good with 1. Okay, so here comes the flop. We have a 9, we have a 5, and we have a 6. So maybe somebody could be looking at a straight. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 9 needs an 8. I don't know. Doesn't look like a whole lot is going on anywhere in this. We have 3 spades here with this player, but nothing looking really strong. So again, remember, these cards, nobody else can see them but their owners. This person would have the bet, and given that they don't see anything they like, they're going to check the bet. Let's assume that nobody's happy. He checks, he checks, he checks, and they check. So everything it's a free round of poker. So here we go. Let's deal the turn. There's a 9. So now we have a pair of 9s showing, but again, everybody has that pair. So pause the video for a second and figure out who would be winning right now if the hand were over. Which hand would be the winner? If you guess this one, you're right. It's the queen, that's the highest card, but guess what? They have a queen also, so they're tied in that respect. So then you go down to the next card, and that would be a 7. And this person has a 4. Okay, so we're going to have a betting round. Again, nobody improved except that we have a pair of 9s on the table. This person's going to check. Now, this person's going to act like they have a third 9. They're going to bluff. So they're going to throw in 10. They're saying, I got 3 of a kind. Dare to follow me if you think I don't. And this person chickens out. This person chickens out. They both fold. This person folds. And this person thinks that this guy's bluffing. So they're going to see the 10. So now we're down to 2 players. Here we go with the river. Boom, a king. Okay, so nothing happened. Nothing got better for anybody. We have a pair of 9s, and then a king showing, and then the rest. So this person has their bet, so they're going to pass. This person's going to pass, and we're just going to see what happened. So pause the video, figure out who has the best hand. Okay, pair of 9s. Then this person has Then they both have this king, so it's a pair of nines that we're counting down from the high cards. There's a king, and this person has the 10. This person only has an 8, so this player would win again. So this player is doing quite well. While I shuffle up, let's just do one more hand. Keep in mind that this is kind of dynamic, and it's a little weird because you only have 2 cards in your hand, and everybody sees all the rest of the cards, so it's pretty, it's interesting that way. Those 2 cards can make all the difference. Okay, pot's right, so let's deal. Okay, so let's see what everybody has here. There's a king 5, there's an 8-2, jack 3, queen 10, and a 9-10. So interesting, there's clubs everywhere. We've got 4 clubs. Now, of course, nobody sees that. So these 2 players might be going, hey, I'm going for a club flush. Unfortunately, there's lots of other clubs out there, so it's less of a chance of getting that club flush. So now this person's going to start off. I've rotated from this one to this one to this one. In real Texas Hold'em, they play with blinds, and there's a little bit more betting involved, and it determines who raises or who leads the bet. But we're keeping it a little simple for this version. So this person we get to start, they just don't have anything they like, so they're going to check the bet. This person, going to check the bet. This person decides to bet. They have the beginnings of a straight flush. It's a long way away. They're probably not going to get it, but they just have a feeling. Sometimes people play that way, so they're going to bet 5. This person says, it's too early. I'm going to bet 5. I'm going to stay in for 5. This person stays in for 5, and the queen 10 goes, you know what? I think I'm out, so they fold. Okay, next comes the flop. There's a 7, another 7, and a deuce. So now look around the table. What do we have? The pair of 7s is the hand right now, so then next would be this guy. So this person is currently winning with their king high. It's this person's bet. They're going to check. They're out. This person bets 5 because they think they've got something. This person decides to stay in for 5. They stay in for 5, and now this person folds. Okay, here comes the turn. We've got a king. So now this person is really happy. They have a pair of kings and a pair of 7s. That's 2 pair. If the right card comes up here, they could have a full house. Nobody else has got any better. Everyone else has the pair of 7s. Now these 2 players have folded, so the chance to lead the bet goes over to here. This person's going to stay strong. They're going to pretend like they have something good, and they're going to constantly bet it, even though they don't. So they bet a 5. So they bet a 5. Now this person is going, I got 2 pair, I'm going to raise that to 10. So they see your 5 and I'll raise you 5. This person doesn't know what they're doing. They're going to fold. They don't have anything to build on. This person has to throw in another 5 to stay in the hand. Look at the cards, they go, yeah, I think I'm going to stay in. So they throw in the 5. So here comes the river. What did we get? We got a 2. So now we have 2 pair on the board. And then we have this person with a pair of kings. So before we do a betting round, pause the video and see if you can figure out who's winning this hand right now. Okay, 2 pair on the board with a king. That's this person's best hand is these 5 cards, because there's a pair of 7, a pair of 2s, and then a high card of a king. So that's their best hand is just this hand. However, this person's going to trade out the pair of 2s for a pair of kings. So they're having kings and 7s, and that's better than 7s and 2s. So this person would win the pot. Okay, so that's 3 hands of Texas Hold'em. Pretty much progresses this way throughout. Remember, you can have like 10 or 12 or even 15 people at your table when you're playing Texas Hold'em. And if you haven't watched Texas Hold'em on TV, go ahead and tune that in. Some of those contests are pretty interesting. And remember in an earlier video, I talked about how poker ultimately is a psychological battle. If you watch the pros play, you'll see just what I mean. Now that you've watched the video, take a moment to review what you learned in your mind and make sure you have a good grasp of this game. You can always watch the video again if you want to go over some of the finer points. And if you enjoyed the video, please click like or subscribe.